Hello and welcome to the Get Creative podcast. I'm Evan Schmidt. Thanks for tuning in. This is the podcast for creatives by creatives. Our guest today is Brad Ryba of Black Moose Productions, a video production company in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's jump right in. All right, so Brad, as a video producer, you've probably learned a lot of things. What's the most valuable lesson you've learned?
Okay, so the biggest lesson that I've learned so far, well, there have definitely been some surprises and lessons learned along the way. That's a great question, Evan. And I think the thing to me that's most surprising has been that the realization that I can't do it all. And so even while I may have the ability to do many of the technical pieces that go along with creating a video production or film piece, whether it's running camera, audio, production management, all these are things I know how to do, but I rely on a lot of people, starting with Ember, my business partner, and on down the line of all the collaborators that we bring in for lights, for audio, for post-production. It really takes a team effort to make this thing successful. And so just understanding that it's not going to be dependent on my abilities alone. The success of my company and the productions that we put out are really going to be a total team effort. And I've paid as much attention to recruiting and building good relationships as I have any technical aspect of filmmaking. And so I think that's something that I will certainly continue to focus on. And it has been the most surprising lesson I've learned to date, something I didn't expect to focus on as much as I indeed have through the process.
So how does your collaboration strategy fit in with your business?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we are storytellers. And so while we are a video production and film company, we really come at this from more of a creative aspect of trying to make sure that no matter what our client is, whether it's in the corporate space, a nonprofit, education, that we understand the message they're trying to get across, and we help them tell that to their potential clients, donors, whoever their audience is. And so we really try to take the same amount of care with an interview and B-roll piece as we would with our narrative short film. And on the film side right now, we are actually in pre-production and wrapping up a crowdfunding campaign out on Indiegogo. So if you're interested in taking a look at the film, it's called Don't Listen. It's about a schizophrenic man named Jake who, as you might imagine, as someone with this condition, hears a lot of different voices, and some are helpful and some are really not helpful to his cause. Along the way, he does meet someone who he thinks might be able to help him sort out his inner demons. And so the film follows their relationship as that builds and he grows to trust this person. And you really kind of see what he is on the inside. And it's nice to not have a character that's just, one-dimensional. And we really try to focus on that. Same thing when we talk about our corporate video and production. And the same goes for on the video production side. We really try to get the story correct from the client's point of view and make sure that we nail it from the messaging. And so we've got a number of different projects. We just finished up a project with Bethlehem Haven Women's Shelter. It was their Be Inspired event. Goldie Hawn was there, and we actually were able to put a nice video piece together to honor a couple of members that have really made a difference for the women's shelter and built it up from an idea to what it is today. So it was a really interesting story to learn about them and the people that they've impacted. That's the kind of work we do. That's the kind of work we like to do. And that's what we're all about.
Cool. Well, Brad, thank you for your time today.
My pleasure, Evan. I really enjoyed talking to you today, and I appreciate the opportunity to be part of your podcast. Thanks very much.
And that's it for another episode of the Get Creative podcast. You can find more information about this podcast at evanschmidt.com. I'm also on Twitter and LinkedIn. Feel free to connect. For more information about this episode's guest, just check out their links in the show notes. If you want to be a guest on a future show, send me an email. I'd be glad to have you. I'm Evan Schmidt. Thanks for listening. Now go get creative.